was trying to get old, and you have this old man. They are having different ideas in their mind. This young man is saying that I will act when I'm older. This is what we are usually facing. People want to join the profession, but they are postponing it to the future. That means by postponing it to the future, you are saying that I will act when I'm older. Or it's like a student, you began a semester and you are preparing to do your examinations in December. But when you had just begun the semester, you were saying that I will act when I'm older. Then when you see this gentleman, he's saying that I will act when I get there. So some people now have an intention of saying that if I didn't join the profession at some age, now I will act when I reach there. Then for this old gentleman, he has started regretting and he's saying that I should have started. That means by saying that I should have started, he has seen that he wasted a lot of time, which he wasted when he was still young. So most of the people are having challenges or having issues and they are regretting that they should have started, yet they had the chance of starting when it was still early. Then when we check this old man, he's saying that I'm in God's hands. That means when he's in God's hands, things are out of control. So the self-reflection here is that for each and every person, those who are joining the profession or the people who are still undergoing the training by doing the CPA examinations, let's act when the situation is still controllable to avoid having issues when it comes to examination periods. Thank you very much. I hand over to you, our moderator.
Yeah, thank you so much, Anthony, for sharing that the experience and guidance to your colleagues and our colleagues. Those who have just joined, we have had a wonderful presentation from Anthony. I already had an introduction to about CPA Beatrice. So let me call her up to start her presentation so that we'll have the question and answer session at once after both are presented. CPA Beatrice, please share your presentation and start your presentation. Thank you. CPA Beatrice, please first unmute. You're still on mute.
Distinguished CPAs, aspiring accountants, future leaders, good afternoon. Can anyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Beatrice. Thank you.
Good, thank you so much. I am truly honored to be with you for this empowering session, Skills that Attract Success. Wow, what a wonderful webinar. Thank you to ICPAU for hosting us today. My name is CPA Beatrice, as the chairperson has already introduced me. I'm really grateful and happy to share with you the skills to CPAs, aspiring accountants, and to future leaders. I believe it's no longer about numbers. The world flipped, the system changed. It's no longer about who has the CPA qualification. It's no longer about who has the master's degree. But the game remained the same. It's about value creation. What value can you create? What value can you create? We used to disguise YouTubers, we used to disguise TikTokers. Now they have it. We are now approaching them to ask them how they are doing it. I'll reflect on what Anthony has said, adaptability. Are you the accountant who is adaptable to the new changes in the profession? Talk about e-freeze, tax. Talk about IFRS. Are you aware of the amendments? Talk about the auditing standards. Yes, you finished the course, you became a member, but do you equip yourself with the changes in the industry? So it's about the mindset. Generally, we are going to look at the skills that will soft our skills in terms of communication, leadership, adaptability. So as we are starting this webinar, I want you to pose a question to yourself. You know, we are in November and we made very beautiful resolutions in January or December 2024. We are now in November 2025. The question is, what kind of a person do you want to be? What kind of an accountant do you want to be? What kind of an entrepreneur do you want to be? What kind of an auditor do you want to be? So as we go through these skills, I would like you to reflect on it and you'll be able to come up with the solution. Not now, don't tell me your solutions. So by the end of the webinar, I hope you walk away feeling motivated. And not only motivated, but you will pick a skill, one or two. Ladies and gentlemen, let us look at different perspectives of success. Success happens in different ways. You could be looking at professional success, whereby reaching your career goals, gaining recognition, maybe at your workplace, performing well in your job. Maybe you're a manager and you want to see improvement in your team. Or it's personal success, achieving personal goals, looking at self-improvement. How can you improve yourself in terms of approach to life, in terms of earnings? You know, as I told you, the system flipped 20 years ago. We used to consider a bachelor's degree to get a job. It used to be a CPA for you to be a finance manager. Nowadays, it is known, that is history. It's about value creation. What value can you add to a company? If you're a finance manager, are you able to secure a grant? Are you able to safeguard the company's money as you covered under finance management during your CPA journey? We have got two objectives. It is either profit or wealth. Are you able to make sure that that company's objective is achieved? And if it is, are you able to reflect on your own personal success? We had resolutions in January. Maybe it was purchasing a new car, replacing your car. Have you done it? Happiness or inner peace. Because at the end of the day, even if you manage time, even if you manage wealth, if you do not have happiness, it will be useless. Academic success. Are you looking at excelling in your studies? Are you looking at passing the exam? Or mastering the paper? Because I believe by the time you come to study a CPA course, you have got your intentions. This is not a bachelor's degree whereby you go to study because your mom wants to be a celebrity at your village. I have a daughter who is an accountant. No. This is a course you come to study with an intention. Financial success. Are you looking at becoming financially independent? But of course, as you know, it comes with financial intelligence. You know, at school, they taught us how to complete school, get a job, make money. But no one teaches you how to make money work for you or how to keep money. You know, it is very easy to earn money. That's the reality. It is very easy to earn money, but it is very hard to keep money. If I'm to take us back during COVID, it was a point of reflection. You were earning 10 million, 20 million, but you couldn't sustain your family for 3 months without earning. Why? It brings us back to financial intelligence. Are you able to keep money? Ladies and gentlemen, 10% savings now is not that big. but it saves your future. It saves your freedom. We have a saying, time is money, don't waste my time. But my perspective towards that is that time is freedom. Look at YouTubers. When you're watching your favorite YouTube channel, that person is not watching with you. That person is earning from that YouTube channel and is very busy using that particular time to create another podcast or another video for you to watch the next day. Ladies and gentlemen, when you are doing this course, Mr. CEO is not doing it with you, Mr. Derek. He's not. He's somewhere thinking, strategizing for the course. So I believe time is not money, but time is freedom. Can you use money to buy time? That is financial intelligence. Ladies and gentlemen, as I can summarize for you the success, it's about setting a goal. When you are working on a given task, you must have a lead goal. What are you working towards? Are you looking at being the award winner if you're studying? If you're into auditing, are you looking at being the best audit firm by the end of the year? If you're into finance, let's say a finance manager, are you looking at ensuring that your company is compliant? Are you looking at your company will never become bankrupt? Because you know, when you're a finance manager, the heart of the company is within your hands. You can either squeeze it and it gets a cardiac arrest, or you can either keep it safe and you stay for long. We start a going concern. But do you apply going concern at a personal level, at a company level, and on a daily basis? When you wake up, what do? Some of us open our phones, we scroll and see which WhatsApp is new, what is trending. Yet you have to wake up with a goal. Sit down, do your to-do list, assess them, review them, do some morning workouts, because at the end of the day, money without health is useless. So you have to set a goal, you work hard towards it, and working hard and thinking hard move hand in hand. That is why you find someone, not on this call, who has worked for 60 years, but they are still wanting to work. So that means that when they are working, they are not thinking hard. Ladies and gentlemen, when you're working, ensure to think hard. I am doing this. What is the result of this particular task I'm doing? What am I getting out of it? That will save you time to attend useless meetings, to attend useless parties, to attend like things that do not value to you. And you will give that much time to things that give you value. Now, this journey of a CPA is not a bed of roses. It comes with challenges. But as I told you, the best skill to success is emotional intelligence, which most of us undermine. You do not have control over the economic inflation, but you have control over lifestyle inflation. Ladies and gentlemen, when the paycheck increases, what do? You inflate your lifestyle. When you get a new audit engagement, what do? You inflate your lifestyle. You buy a new car. Ladies and gentlemen, the way we react to the economy matters a lot. As we know, our control is basically on the internal focus. We do not have control on the external focus. You do not have control on how the economy reacts. You do not have control on how the politics will react. We are now in the political season. But you have control on how you react towards the outcome of those reactions. When the inflation goes up, what will you do? How do you react? When the marriage is done, how do you react? When maybe another pandemic comes up, how do you react? So your reaction towards those challenges will set a pace for you to succeed or to fail. And when you fail, do you step down? Do you think the world is over? Or you get yourself up and you start afresh? You think hard. What is next on the plate for me? What can I do? Every challenge, do not say I've failed. You just have to say, what can I learn out of this challenge? What can I do better? We find ourselves entangled with challenges. Ladies and gentlemen, when you want to be successful, you must master how to handle challenges, how to handle failure. In that way, you'll be able to achieve results. Ladies and gentlemen, the role of an accountant evolved and is still evolving. We are no longer record keepers. You know, they used to call us bookkeepers. Now you call someone a bookkeeper, you will find a hole. Okay? We are now strategic advisors. Actually, I am very happy with the NGO Bureau. It requires every board of an NGO to have there a person with a finance background. Why? Because we are the heart of an organization. You as the CFO, you as the finance manager, you as the accountant, you're very key in that particular organization. Your decision will succeed the company or it will sink that particular company. The question is, do you have the capacity to make strategic decisions, strategic advisors, or you're still inferior? For us, we stay in our offices, we make numbers. No, the game flipped. The system changed. We now drive business decisions. And you know, very key business decisions. We look at financing. You as an accountant, as a finance manager, as a CFO, you should know, this is November. We are about to open a new year 2026. Where can we source more finances? Where can we secure a grant? Where can we secure more sales? Where can we secure cheaper loans? Or can we look at issuing shares? Now, that is going to happen to you if you involve yourself in continuous learnings. We need to give flowers to ICPAU. It will normally find a way to make us learn. Those of us who are in Entebbe, you know, we came back changed. I myself, I came back changed, totally changed. And I have delivered. Continuous learning, ladies and gentlemen, technology has simplified the learning. Look at the best learning platform in the world. It is not Harvard. It is not Yale. It's not MOOC. It is YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, it is very hard on a scale of 9 to 10, someone to live on a world level without opening a YouTube to learn something. What does it mean? Learning has become cheap. You don't have to pay dollars to learn something. Just go online. We have ChatGPT. We have Copilot. Ladies and gentlemen, 10 years back, a skill of typing was very key, but now AI can type faster than everyone without even asking allowances, not even asking leaves, meaning that has ceased. If we're that person with only a skill of typing, what have you learned else apart from typing? Because, ladies and gentlemen, we cannot compete with technology. We cannot compete with AI. We can just collaborate with AI. What do I mean by collaborating with AI or artificial intelligence or technology? If you're into auditing, the question is, how can you use AI to audit more clients than before? If you're into normal employment, you're a finance manager, you're a CFO, how can you leverage technology? How can you leverage AI to deliver more value to your organization? Look at government. Government has adapted. Look at tax collection base in the AI era and before. The tax has increased and the audit has become very easy. Those of you working with URA, you can testify. The auditing is very easy. We can have 10,000 firms upload their returns within a second, within a minute. That means earning more revenue to the government. That means collecting more revenue to the government. You as an individual, how can you leverage technology to earn more money, to become successful? Ladies and gentlemen, if you're still waiting for one paycheck on every first, on every 25th of every month to survive, think twice. Reflect the first question I told you to write down. Ladies and gentlemen, if we tell you that now we are going to remove a CPF from you, can you still survive? Can you still have that job you have? Okay, some of us got our jobs because of MBAs. Now, if we say we are taking away the MBA from you, can you still compete for that particular job? If your answer is yes, congratulations. If your answer is no, think twice. Think twice and adapt technology. Technology has come to stay. AI has come to stay. I myself, I was a person who was very hesitant to adapt technology. I was very hesitant to adapt technology in a way that I downloaded TikTok, I think, early this year when I was on leave. And why did I do so? Because I realized even if I don't have TikTok, TikTok will be there. So if I don't love it, even TikTok will not love me. So I said, okay, let me get the app and I see what is happening there. And people are doing well. As you're waiting for your one paycheck, TikTokers are earning from promotions, they're earning from ads, they're earning from local adverts. Look at YouTubers. I was surprised. I normally see my kids watching nasty, watching YouTube channels. And when I happened to check the portfolio of those kids, I was surprised. Those kids are below 10 years, but they're earning on average about $70 million. Which, as we speak, our uncles or our parents or even ourselves who have been working in the government or in stable jobs for the last 30 years won't earn for the rest of our lives. But that kid who is 9 years is earning it in 2 seconds. In 2 minutes, he has $1 million. You're still waiting for 10 million. You think you reached. Ladies and gentlemen, the system flipped. And if you don't want to be left behind, you have to adapt. You either adapt or you're left behind. Ladies and gentlemen, the modern CPA has to blend technical excellence, blend your IFRS, blend your IASs, blend your international standards of auditing with communication. Are you able to convince your intended client your idea? Because at the end of the day, we say we are not salespeople, but any successful person must be a salesperson. What do I mean by that? You must be able to communicate effectively and efficiently. Are you able to make your intended audience understand you, understand your idea, buy your idea, implement your idea? Because understanding is one way and implementing is another way. Ladies and gentlemen, we have discussed good ideas in every meeting, but the problem comes with implementation. Implementation is very key. Technology, I've talked about that. Analytical skills, are you able to give an analysis? And when you're a CPA, we expect you to give a professional analysis, to use tools, use AI tools. Use AI tools to solve problems. Use AI tools to make decisions. Do not hate technology. You have to adapt technology. Ladies and gentlemen, as we have looked at technical skills, the technical competence, are you well conversant with the International Financial Reporting Standards and its amendments? If not, then you have to consult someone who knows. Are you well conversant with the tax laws and the amendments? If you're into auditing industry, do you know all the standards? Do you know all the relevant standards in place? Because if you don't, young genius people are coming from university to replace us who are old and proud. I don't want to know. I know enough. I know how to do. Ladies and gentlemen, we fail to adapt because we prefer comfortability. But remember, comfort brings laziness. You see, we underestimate laziness. Laziness is not lack of productivity. Laziness is lack of purpose. Whenever you lose purpose, you become lazy. Therefore, whenever there is a new standard, a new tax law, a new auditing standard, a successful person who wants to adapt to success has to understand every corner of that particular standard and then move on. The analytical thinking, my colleague has explained about analytical thinking. Problem solving and decision support. As we know in finance, there are only 4 decisions. It is either a finance decision, a dividend payment decision, a risk management decision, or an investment decision. The company wants to know where to get money to finance its objectives. The company wants to know if it makes profits. They'll come to you as a CFO. Can we pay a dividend or not? It is your decision. The investment decision, they will come back to you. Where can we invest? We have made 2 billion profit. Are you able to make a professional decision that based on this analysis, I think we can invest and diversify? Ladies and gentlemen, we realized the restructuring during COVID period. Companies restructured. Actually, some companies closed, especially the multinational companies. Look at ShopRite. It is nowhere. So the question is, a staff of ShopRite who was depending only on ShopRite, what happened after the closure? The same question to you working for UBL, working for whatever you're working for. If that company happens to suck you out, or if it happens to close, what will you do? Will you be able to finance your errands, your basic needs without begging? It goes back to saving, financial intelligence. Are you saving something or you're eating the seed? So the decision you're making will either sink you or make you successful. Let us look at these soft skills. My colleague explained about communication and time management, so I'll put more emphasis on teamwork. Ladies and gentlemen, we have what we call trust issues. If you're that CPA who has a trust issue, what have you done about it? Because at the end of the day, we say we are busy, I cannot learn something new, my table is full. There is no one who is busy. Because the question is, if you're busy and you're implementing someone else's wealth, someone else's profit objective, how about your objective? Therefore, if you're that person who is very busy, teamwork is your strategy. Teamwork is your skill. So if you're lacking there, my advice to you, try to leverage technology to understand more teamwork skills. Visit YouTube, visit Canva, visit AI, visit other platforms. I told you now information is free. Learning has been made a very easy process in the technology era. You no longer have to work library to learn something. I just have to use my laptop to learn. Therefore, if you're that person who is very busy, delegating Tasks that do not require your maximum decision making, your maximum attention is very key. And delegation works hand in hand with trust. You cannot delegate if you cannot trust those team members of yours. So you have to create trust with your team members and delegate. Delegate the work that you know if you don't involve directly, it will be done well. And then get some time for yourself and time for your company to succeed, such that you diversify. Ladies and gentlemen, our parents used to call side hustles or freelancers a distraction. That's why whenever you could be interviewed and be like, are you working somewhere else? Are you doing something else? And you'd be like, yeah, I have a confectionery shop. You could be disqualified there and then. But now it is very key, because even the panel knows that if you survive from only their organization, you're going to end up doing fraud and corruption. Ladies and gentlemen, one paycheck is no longer enough. One paycheck is no longer secure. Therefore, the freelancers, the distractions, whatever I used to call them, is now called diversification. That I'm an accountant, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a YouTuber, whatever you can call it. But the end goal is do not earn from one source. And remember, you do not have to open an organization to earn an extra income. No. Ladies and gentlemen, this course is very, very important. When you're studying CPA, you're able to learn tax. Tax is very important. Learn about how to manage your tax issues. Learn about compound interest. When you're studying this course, you are taught how to do compound interest. Therefore, if you're still not okay in that area, can you engage a mentor to make sure that you understand compound interest? Understand compound interest very well and invest in platforms that can give you compound interest. Ladies and gentlemen, compound interest is a lifesaver. The money you keep on your account to look rich to your friends, to show them your statement whenever you get drunk, is a trap. Why? There is a high rate of inflation when it comes to a currency. That is why in financial reporting, whenever the money is to be realized in 10 years, in 5 years, we have to discount to understand its present value now. Because as accountants, we know money today is better than money tomorrow. Therefore, if you're keeping 100 million to look rich to your friends, to show a good statement to your friend, you're having a problem. Someone who put that 100 million to unity trusts, to bonds, and earn their compound interest is better than you. Is better than you because their money is multiplying. That's why I said it's not that a must that everyone should have a company. No, that's a wrong perspective. Whenever we think of a side hustle, we think of opening up something. That's a wrong perspective. Ladies and gentlemen, AI has simplified our earnings. If you're okay with the real estates, invest in real estates. But do not invest in real estates because your uncles were investing in real estates. Have a reason why you're investing in real estates. Actually, myself, before I invest in something, I must fall in love with that thing. If I fail to fall in love in that thing, I don't invest there. Why? Because the money I put there, if I lose it, that's why we have a debit and a credit. It is not a one-way ticket that I will only have assets with a debit balance. No, there must be a corresponding credit balance. It's the same to life. When you're investing, you don't expect only to earn, only a profit. No, you expect also a loss. Now, Some of us will be like, I can't invest my money with this solid. I'm going to pose to your question. If you're earning, let's say 8 million, your net is about 5.5. Good. So if you invest 2 million and it is maybe scammed, we are in the month of November. The question is, how much have you saved on the 3 million? And can you trace it? That's why I have a belief that I can recover from a loss, but I cannot recover from a risk of not taking a decision. I cannot. BYU issued a 25-year bond. You're 30, you're 40. That is a good investment. If you don't have a company, that's a good investment. So, ladies and gentlemen, I can maybe give you a few compound interest investments. One of them is unit trusts. Try to learn more about unit trust and understand more about compound interest. Secondly, is about bonds and treasury bills. Now, as you know, something we call an investment must be long-term. That is why I encourage more of bonds than treasury bills. But the decision is yours, because at the end of the day, before you invest, you have a motive. Why are you investing? When do you want back this money? All those questions can be answered before you start an investment. We have stocks. Visit Capital Markets Authority and Uganda Securities Exchange should be your friend. But you can even invest on a world level. You don't have to invest locally only. In this course, we study about international markets. You don't have to invest only locally. We expect CPS to be more richer. Why? This course enriches us with everything we need, all the skills we need, and we keep learning with the continuous CPDs we attend. Ethical integrity, honesty, and transparency. Ladies and gentlemen, ethics are tested in your pledges. When you pledge to contribute to someone's wedding, do you fulfill your pledge? When you borrow your friend's money, do you pay back that money? It's not about that I comply, I'm ethical. You know what is very easy. That's why they say, you can interview me, I convince you, and comes to delivery, I know nothing. But the ethics we want are the practical ethics. Are you honest in whatever you do? When you say, I'm going to have a meeting with you, Beatrice, at 1, are you there at 1? Or you come at 2? Because remember, time is the best resource in the world, and no one can refund time. No one can buy time. But time can give you freedom if you use it very well. Ladies and gentlemen, let us look at digital and technological tools. We as CPAs, especially in upper management, your finance manager, your CFO, you have an assistant. You just review these reports. You don't go into Mwananchi work, entering work into QuickBooks, entering work into ERP, entering work into Tari, Excel management. You don't go into that, for you just receive an output. Now, if you want to diversify, my dear CFO, you must be able to understand how to use these tools. Because if you don't, a smart young girl or young boy will play you, and you will never benefit from your side hustles. You will never. Because they will play you, they will give you good reports, the reports you want to see. Because you don't know the technical expertise. For you, your role has been reviewing reports. I want to see, is it a profit or a loss? Good, approve, sign, and stamp. Ladies and gentlemen, the world has changed. You have to equip yourself with these accounting skills. Are you able to use QuickBooks? Because remember, where you don't monitor, you don't expect. And remember, you cannot monitor what you don't know. At the end of that day, what are you evaluating? Accountants, we can understand these systems. It is not too late for us. We are not too big to understand these tools. We are not very old that our mind cannot grasp everything. That is not
CPA Beatrice, are you still there? We seem not to be getting.
Chair, it appears the network disturbed the Beatrice. Now she's moved off. I know she's coming back.
Let's wait.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Welcome back. Please unmute. CPA Beatrice, please unmute.
Yes, Chairperson, please bring me to speak.
Yes, we can now get you.
Are you now hearing me?
Yes, please go on.
Good. I was telling you that you do not have to be a manager, that for you just wait for the result, the byproduct. You also have to engage yourself in the input. Understand the QuickBooks, understand ERP, understand all the accounting as used, the management, the supervision, understand the tools used, the tabulas, the Power BI, the emerging trends. Your job to leverage your company. If you're into audit firm, how can you use AI to audit more clients? Blockchain technology. Do you have any information about blockchain technology? Because it has come to stay. And remember, as I was starting this discussion, I told you, technology will not replace accountants, but accountants who use technology will replace those who don't. Now the question comes back to you. Are you one of those who will be replaced? Or you are among those who replace those who are not equipped? The answer is in your hand, and don't tell me. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll just give a few tips to students because I'm a tutor. I can't just go like that. Number one, you as a student set SMART goals. They should be specific, measurable, achievable, and realistic. As you're planning to sit December exams, don't wait to set goals after the results has come. No. Set goals now before even going for an exam. Know which papers you're going to sit next. Then create a study schedule. That way you balance your study and your work. Understand the concepts, don't cram. If you're covering financial reporting, understand the relevant IFRSs. If you're covering auditing, understand everything, understand the learning outcomes, understand the syllabus. Don't cram the topics that feel comfortable for you, and practice past papers. Seek mentorship. And on this point of mentorship, do not seek mentors who you're comfortable with. The same to CPAs. Who is your mentor? And your mentor should not be static. Because someone who mentored you in 2020, you could be better than that person now. Meaning that person you're better than cannot mentor you. You have to look for another mentor. The same to students. Do not get a mentor you're comfortable with. Get someone who will tell you the truth, who will challenge you, who will correct where you're going astray. Because this mentor will save you time of surviving, of suffering. You could be going into a project which is going to train you, and when you approach this mentor, it's going to give you approach which is going to save your life. So please get mentors and get intentional mentors. And also, my fellow CPA, if a student or a fellow CPA approaches you for mentorship, please keep it professional. If you're a gentleman, don't think otherwise. We call it benefits attached. Please don't. If you're a lady, don't take it otherwise. Keep it professional. And give it your all. Don't say, if I mentor this person, if I mentor Beatrice, she's going to become a CFO and she's going to be ahead of me. No. When you're giving, give unselflessly. Give all. Give all. Because at the end of the day, technology has come to do the numbers, to do the typing, do the calculations, but it cannot be empathetic. It cannot dream. Meaning we are the one to dream and use AI to make sure our dreams come true. It cannot be human. Therefore, we have to use our humanity skills to leverage technology to be able to be successful. I've talked about continuous improvement. Please don't stay static, because the skill that made you successful last month may not in December or next year. Therefore, you have to keep informed in the industry you're working in, the market trends. If you're into finance industry, you have to make Bank of Uganda website your friend. You have to make capital markets website your friend. Securities exchange website your friend, because you must know what is happening in the finance world. Otherwise, what are you managing? You must know the exchange rates on a daily basis, such that you're able to give a good evaluation report. If you're going to make a financing decision, you know what to advise. If you're going to revise your required rate of return, you know what to advise. Ladies and gentlemen, learn from failures. You know, at Brainwave, we do career guidance, and we have a book with animal wisdom. And I normally hear the technical team talking about a monkey. When a monkey falls from the branch, does it stop from there, or it climbs again? And the reality is, we have all ever went, or some of us have ever went to the zoo. We see monkeys falling and climbing again. So that's same to us. When you fall, what happens? When that marriage is over, what happens? Are you going to die? The answer is no, you're going to survive. Because at the end of the day, okay, it may not be a divorce, but your partner has passed, God forbid. Won't you survive? You will survive. So it is the same. The job is over. You will not die. You get another job. And as I told you, if you have 3 sources of income and one is over, you just have to think hard and know, what can I replace with this source with? Can I open another, maybe another branch? Can I still look for another job? Because we no longer judge people who work. It's not about having rentals, having real estates, having stocks. It is about having what works for you. Remember, it all starts from imagination. And we all have different imaginations. What I imagine is different from Kalinda's imagination. That is why I cannot implement Kalinda's ideas or dreams, because they are his. God has showed it to him. And I also have my imaginations. So it is my responsibility to fulfill my imaginations. This goes back to ladies. You get married and think the world is over. No, that is a partnership. There is you as you. You have to fulfill your imaginations when you're on this planet. We think it's about children. The question is, how many times do you visit your parents in a week? If you think it's about children. I remember history repeats itself. That means that the children you're sacrificing your career for are going to stay away from you, and you stay alone without money, without a career, without a network. You are alone because you refuse to complete CPA, you refuse to network. Your friends are in Entebbe. I'm keeping my marriage. I'm taking after my children. They will not check on you for a year. They'll come for Christmas. Ladies and gentlemen, a career is the first alternative. The rest comes last. Staying disciplined and motivated. Which platforms do you use? Who are your friends? Because we judge a person by their friends, by their network. If you have negative people and you're positive, certainly or eventually you also become negative. Change the circle. Because look at our phones, look at our laptops, they update. They'll call for updates on a monthly basis or on a yearly basis to avoid these cyber threats. Because as emerging trends are coming, even cyber fraud is coming. We have very sharp young people. I had a friend of mine from in Muyenga. They have a neighbor's son. He can hack. He will ask you, how much do you want? 10 million. He gets for you from someone's account you don't know. That is the generation that is coming up. So, who are your network? Whom are you associating with? If they are negative people, please change. If they are compliant people, please change. They're ever complaining about the government, about the economy. Inflation is high. The government pay is not increased. What are you doing to make it to make it increase? Because as I told you, there are things you cannot control, but we can control how we react to them. When the government has not increased your paycheck, what have you done? What have you done? Instead of complaining, can you add a second source of income? Can you invest in bonds? We all want to look rich. I'm a CPA, I must drive a big car. I must sleep in a beautiful apartment. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are not saving a portion of your salary to sustain that lifestyle, please change it. Change it and have a lifestyle you can sustain, but I'm not saying live a miserable life. Go with basic needs. Go with basic needs, adjust where need be, because you're a professional accountant. At the end of the day, recharge yourself. How do we recharge ourselves? Ladies and gentlemen, money without health is useless. Because you spent on dialysis at 50 years or at 40 years. You'll be on dialysis, my friends. Therefore, if you prefer taking alcohol now until morning, wait at 40 years. The money you have worked for today will be spent on dialysis. Is it what you want? It goes back to you. What kind of an accountant do you want to be? What kind of a person do you want to be? I'm not saying drinking is bad, but you as a professional accountant, can you have control? Can you have minimum values that me as Beatrice, I cannot do this? Me as Beatrice, I cannot get involved in these activities. And you stick to those values because look at organization, they have their values. Look at ISPA, it has its own values. Now, why not you creating your own values, you as an individual? You as Beatrice, you must have your own values and stick to those values. Balance academics and well-being. Ladies and gentlemen, don't balance average life. You have first level 1, you think the world is over. You have got a promotion, you're now earning maybe $10,000, you think the world is over. As I've told you, people who are below 10 years are earning $80 million. The question is, what is your plan? What is your forecast to earn that money? Do you have a plan for it? Or you think you cannot achieve it? As I told you, it's about a mindset. Each month, make sure you reset your mind. Reset your mind such that if something has not worked for you, erase it. If you have not talked with the person for 2 years, what is that contact doing in your phone? That means that person is not relevant to you. They will send you links to join their wedding meetings. And since you fear to be ashamed, I'm a CPA, how would they think I'm not contributing something? But in actual sense, he's not of value to you. And you had a chance to erase the phone to erase the contact from your phone 2 years ago, and you still have the contact for what? So balance academics and well-being. Get serious discussion groups if you're a student. Get an active networking platform and people you share dreams with. If you're into well-being, join a well-being group. If you're into investment, look for investment platforms and join them. If you're into auditing, where do auditors meet from? Where do they drink from? If you're a finance manager, where do finance managers drink from? Where do they hang out from? Join those people. And also have a hobby. You see, accounting is no longer boring like those days. I told myself I can't be an accountant until I went to Entebbe and I felt the vibe. So now you cannot change my mind. I cannot think twice. I'm a proud accountant. Even my membership will never go into arrears. I'm in good standing because I know there is a vibe. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not about being tough, being with a gloomy face, to be successful, to be productive. No. It's about having clear goals and sticking to them, having a clear day-to-day list. Each morning when you wake up, before you scroll your phone, pray. Because we have supernatural powers we even don't know. Pray to God. Pray to Allah if you're Muslim. Pray. Dedicate your day to God. Dedicate your life to God. We have friends we call friends, but they have bad intentions to us. But we work with them, we partner with them, and you never know. And someone you think is your enemy is your friend. Someone you think is your friend is your enemy. So the world is weird. The world is weird. So if you're too proud to pray, my dear, think twice. Think twice. Because you don't know how you came to this world. And me, things I don't know, I have no control over, I submit. So if I don't know about my creation, why not submit? I'll submit to the Creator. So get a hobby. Is it walking? Is it gymming? Is it watching football? Is it going into these healthy clubs? Is it golf? Get a hobby. Get something to make you happy. Don't be gloomy forever. If it is alcohol, take a glass of wine. Life is short and we live it once. Ladies and gentlemen, even the children, we think they are part of us. They are not. Because if you die together, God forbid, with your children, you'll be buried in the different graves. So if they are part of you, why not put you in the same grave? They are not. You have your life, you as you, Beatrice, you as you. You should enjoy your life. And remember, as I told you, it starts with imagination. Your imagination comes to you alone. It cannot come to me or to your neighbor. It comes to you. If it looks awkward or weird to other people, let them be. And remember, I told you, those external factors don't matter. The gospel, welcome them because they have given you feedback. So if it is actual, assess and reset. If they are not, ignore. Ignore and move on. So get a hobby. Accountants do not live a very strict life, following in office, being tough. No. You're hurting your life. Actually, you're reducing your lifespan. The more you keep anger, the more you keep hatred. My husband cheated on me. Yeah. If you can't leave that marriage, forgive and move on and submit and enjoy your marriage. If you can't forgive, move, divorce, and get someone else who will make you happy. Ladies and gentlemen, your attitude determines your altitude. Therefore, check your attitude. If it is not a good attitude, reset. Get 5 minutes off your desk, no phones, no distraction. You see, technology has come with many distractions. That's the problem. You be on a phone, you'll be like, let me just answer one WhatsApp, my friend. Before you know it, you're answering 5 chats. Before you know it, you're on TikTok. Before you know it, you're on Facebook. 2 hours have gone. 1 hour is gone. Ladies and gentlemen, 1 hour off a day, those are 30 hours in a month. And you cannot replace them. Therefore, as I'm winding up my presentation, I want to give a few career success tips. Number 1, build a professional network. Have where you belong. Don't be someone who walks alone. It will be hard for you. Belong somewhere. If you're into God, join Bible study groups. If you're into golf, join golf groups. If you're into health clubs, join health club groups. Have a gym where you belong. And if you think health clubs are very expensive, walking is free. And when you're walking, the whole body is exercising. Therefore, you just have to buy your sports shoes, buy your sports attire, and no one will judge. Beatrice has puts on only one attire for walking. No one cares. And if they care, that's their problem, not your problem. As long as you achieve what you want, that is life. Pursue CPDs and certification. I want to say thank you for joining this platform. I think Ambrose will advise the number. I think that you are very many. So thank you for embracing CPDs and certifications. It shouldn't be only for ICPA, even other CPDs. If they are relevant to your profession, please adapt. Gain practical experience, even if you're CFO, understand how QuickBooks operate, understand how ERP operate. That way, you will make your monitoring very simple. But if you don't, that technical team will keep lying to you. They will keep giving you fake reports. Because, we do these things even to our donors, even to our taxman. So why not? They also do it to you. Because the Bible says, if Jesus suffered, why not us? The Son of God was beaten and you expect a soft life. No, it can't be soft landing, my dear. It can't. So maintain ethics and professionalism. Ladies and gentlemen, we work in a world where we have our family members, maybe working with your husband. When you're at work, it is not wife and husband. It is director and CFO. If the wife is a CFO, the husband is a director. That is the relationship at work. Marriage works outside office. If you want to remain professional, if you're into supervisional role, to avoid conflict of interest, do not supervise that person. If you cannot have that control, at least create professional, maybe guidelines to guide you to avoid conflict of interest. Second, you can remain ethical, because at the end of the day, as you're drafting your values, you as Beatrice also follow the ICPAU guideline. Okay, so key takeaways: blend technical, digital, and soft skills. Study smart, not hard. Stay ethical and adaptable. Keep learning. Success is continuous. Thank you so much for listening. Hope I've done some impact to one or two of you. May God bless you. Beatrice is my name. Thank you. Over to you, Chair.
Yes, thank you so much, CPA Beatrice and Anthony, for the insightful presentations you've given to our attendees. Clearly from the charts, there is knowledge which has been transferred, and people are appreciating the presentations that you've really given them. We believe this will impact our lives both socially and professionally. So it's time for us to get to the questions that you may be having or clarifications. Please, I advise that all questions should be through the Q&A tab, because the chat is a little clogged. We'll not be able to address each and every chat that is there. But from the Q&A, the pending questions that are there, I have Kevin: how do I apply for scholarship? Early this year, I saw an advert, but when I tried to pick the forms, they told me it's only restricted to the staff of Accountant General. No, this is not true. This is not true. The scholarships are open, and there is a procedure that's supposed to be followed, and that procedure is very clear. For your information, both the presenters have gone through the scholarship scheme, so and none of them was working there, so it's not true. Let's look at the positives out of this. Okay, Daniel says, I'm in agreement that the digital and technical skills help the accountants to handle busy schedules using less effort. I think that's also just an appreciation. Members, let's not have the thank you go to the Q&A, because we want to see questions actually. Okay. Okay, there is one from Boris. For you, Beatrice. CPA Beatrice talked about having more than one source of income, freelancing, but the economy is not easy. What are some of the ideas you can give to unemployed citizens? Okay. Then Prudence Asimire, regarding a scholarship I applied, but I didn't get any response. May I be guided? I request to have a mentor. I'll be grateful. So Beatrice, can you kindly take us through how, okay, for example, the scholarship, the procedure, but also the other question that you have. Then the next one I will have be for Anthony.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, team, for the appreciations. I really appreciate. I know I've not been talking to myself. The issue with technology, you can be there talking and you're talking to yourself. Oh. Wow. You people are busy saying my work. I need to minimize it.
Have you seen the questions, Beatrice?
I've seen the question. I'm trying to minimize my work. People now good. That's good. Yes, I do multitask. I'm a lady who does multitasking, and I am always happy. I don't like a boring life. I don't like a sad life. Good. So someone is asking about freelancing. Now, you don't have to have money to do freelancing, members. As I told you, you have to leverage technology to earn. Look at Airbnb. They don't own any real estate in this world, but they earn a lot from real estates. Look at Uber. They don't have any taxi car, but they earn out from the Uber. Now, to you who does not have money, who is not employed, what is your circle? Who can give you stock and you pay later? If that cannot happen, how can you utilize technology? I like my ladies who post shoes, who post handbags. Those handbags are not theirs in actual sense, actually. That is why when you say, I like this bag, they'll tell you, please send money and I get it. So if the bag is maybe 50K, they'll go and buy it at 30 and save 20. No rent, no electricity bill, no accounting officer, no admin to pay. He has earned his 20K profit, no strings attached. So ladies and gentlemen, in this digital world, you don't have to have the capital to earn. No, it is your mind. Think hard. Think hard and utilize your network. Of this call, think in your network, what can you do to earn? Who can you leverage on to earn? So if you don't have money, get someone either to give you the stock you sell and pay later. We call it supplier credit. If they cannot, utilize internet. You can even start with that of 20,000 and then you earn millions. Those of us who are in Entebbe, remember, like the other guy of goat roasting, is it goat or whatever? He never had capital. Let me tell you this, in this era, it's not about who is the smartest, who is good at something. No, it is about attention. Can you grab someone's attention to know you're good? These things of saying, I can't post myself, I'm an accountant, they no longer work. The world should not see you. That is why this new generation is not aiming at owning anything. They're aiming at attention. Though I'm not encouraging you to go naked, please don't. But still that attention in a professional way. How can you make the world notice you? If you're a good accountant, how can someone notice you and grows you? Because if we don't notice you, no one will grow you. No one will know you're good. Look at a good product. If it is hidden in shelves, who will know it is good? That's why we say, kill your marketing. That's the death of your company. You must market yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, when we say investment, we not only invest in the things you're going to earn from. You yourself, you're the first investment. What value can you add? Leave alone your books, your CPA, your degrees. You as you, what value can you create? You cannot tell me if you get a value, you can fail to earn a living. You can't. Therefore, someone who has no job, think hard. Get a mentor. Please never be depressed. We know mental issues is a big, big problem in this new era. I'll smile. You know, it is very easy to hide depression and to show happiness. Therefore, do not get depressed. Get a mentor. Get someone you can tell your problems and can be able to help. And you, the person you have approached, if they tell you their problems, please do not gossip around. You're not professional. If someone comes to you, either help or say, I cannot help, but approach this person. That's what I do. If you come to me and sure I cannot help you, I'll refer you. And you'll never hear anything in the back doors about our idea or about our project. Nothing. That is being professional. So are you doing the same? Or the person who go behind doors her? You know, Beatrice hasn't been earning for the last 2 years. I gave him like a 50K. I don't know how to sustain him. Ladies and gentlemen, that should be in Chikuwa people. Not even in Chikuwa people, nowhere. Because one day it is person A, the other day it will be you. And whatever you do, you know, we say what goes around comes around. They also gossip about you. So ladies and gentlemen, get mentors to guide you accordingly. Freelancing is free. You don't have to have money to freelance. And even if you have jobs, please freelance. I don't know if it's the correct, so, you know, I'm not an English person. So whatever you have understood, it is that one, freelance.
Thank you, Beatrice. I want you to take this together with this question as well. You've been advising to get mentors. There is a question, how do I get a mentor?
Oh, how do you get a mentor? You can approach ICPAU and they will advise you. They will advise you, or you can approach your supervisor if they are members of the institute and you are not comfortable with them. I told you, don't choose someone you're comfortable with. You will not grow. Get someone who will be open to you. Then secondly, about scholarships. You know, I'm a scholarship person and I'm proud of it. Go to the website, make ICPAU website your friend. Visit on a daily basis. When they post, start applying. Ladies and gentlemen, when I got that scholarship, I never knew anyone at the institute. That's the truth. So the mentality of saying the scholarships are for the relatives of the secretariat, it is wrong. I never knew anyone at the institute. Therefore, if you want to get a scholarship, please and please follow that website, www.icpau.co.ug, and visit it on a daily basis. You'll be guided. I think those are my questions. I see I'm taking a lot of time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Beatrice. I have a question for Anthony. Okay, it's from Moses. He's saying, could you please provide for me a tutor that provides mentorship or coaching in financial accounting? Okay, I think that is available on ICPA website regarding approved tuition providers. Okay, so you can go through that. Okay, let me first finish this. Thank you, team, for your presentation. When shall we have another engagement of this kind? Please wait for communication from ICPAU regarding the webinars. If it is deemed necessary, then we'll be having more than one session every year. Okay, then we have Okay, this was answered. Okay, Anthony, can you take on this from Lawrence? May you elaborate on the practical experience? How can one obtain it in the course of the course?
So thank you, our moderator, for the practical experience. First of all, you have to register. For registering, once you're a student, you qualify to begin your practical experience training, where you register through the portal. And after registering, you have to wait for the institute to approve your request. Then once it has been approved, you can proceed with your practical experience training. As per the institute provides a period of 3 years where you are supposed to provide your experience in field relating to all the other professional requirements that you have achieved, you are fulfilling in field. Then along the way, you have to be having a mentor who you can access, who will be reviewing your work. Then as he or she is reviewing your work, he can advise you where to improve. And by that process, when you're done, you can submit your work to the institute where they will approve it and you will apply for your membership. So applying for the practical experience training, it does not need you to first complete the course, but along the way, whether you have joined just on level 1 or level 2, you can register and it will help you to quickly become a member rather than first waiting for the completion of the course. Because as along the journey, when you're working, it helps you to keep on providing the necessary information and gaining the necessary experience. So for those who are students already, you can visit your portals and you register. Then once the institute approves, you can begin your practical experience training. Back to the moderator.
Thank you very much, Anthony. I've seen some questions which I want to get off. Being a member, services committee member, some of these are not for the presenters, but it's our role also to receive such communications and guide. Collins is asking, when will the institute have an MOU with the MOOC bachelor's program for us who need their BCom after CPA? And that is for council to follow. We currently have one with one university, and possibly that is UMU. So we believe when discussions are had with Makerere, maybe this will also be considered in the future. But for now, the MOU is with the Uganda Matters University. Ivan was asking, thank you, CPA, kindly advise on how to balance off our accounting profession and family and other hobbies. I think Beatrice has explained that. But number 2, how can we adapt to new changes in the IFRS? Some changes need expert advice, but they can be misinterpreted and misunderstood. I would advise that you follow up on ICPO events. We always have IFRS webinar every year. We have ISA's webinar every year. We have taxation webinars coming up twice a year. So the only way you can get up to date, one, is by attending CPDs, but also you can subscribe to IFAC so that you can be able to get those updates, and also using the YouTube to have areas of interest where you can research and widen on your knowledge. Gloria is asking, I am currently on CPA level 2, but I'm working in a different role at a certain organization. Should I really go on with the CPA? Very well, you can go on with the CPA. Having that role where you are is not the end. You can have career progression and also change of career with the time. I can attest to myself, I was a graduate of IT, but again, ended up getting into accounting. And telling you the truth, I will not tell you that I can have another interest of being IT. This is my home, and I've taken on a new role and have accepted it. So you can still go on with your CPA. Where you are is not the end of where you will always be. You can always get somewhere else where you'll be able to practice the accounting. Ernest is asking, does it need money to apply for membership? Yes, it does. But after fulfilling the student requirements, you must have completed the course and also completed the practical experience training with ICPAU. So once you're done with that, currently membership is at 1,050,000. You apply. And then the last one about the PET. What if I already have 3 years experience in audit and accounting? Do I need to work for more than 3 years to be a full member? Yes, if your qualification is after 2020, even after graduating, you need to have filled your PET requirements. However, PET may not be filled within the 3 years. So long as you can fill up the book, even if it is within 1 month, and your supervisor is able to review the work and approve it, you will be registered as a full member. So our advice to you students is that during the course of you being a student, make sure you also fill up your PET program and also follow up with your mentor to approve your work, so that by the time you finish the course, your PET has already been filled up and you don't have to spend additional time for you to be registered as a full member. Daniel was also asking about PET. Kind of elaborate more on the PET program. There are many disciplines and technical skills. Do I have to gradually feed in all areas under technical skills? For example, it could be work in one aspect. The guidance is that you must have 3 areas that at least you should have filled up. So not only 1. So as you do that, you can also get somewhere where you can possibly volunteer on a part-time basis to acquire skills in those other aspects. For example, the core aspects: financial reporting, accounting, taxation, okay, auditing. So you must have at least 3 of those, then you add the soft skills. So that is compulsory. There is no shortcut to that for you to be considered as having fulfilled the PET requirements. If one is not a CPA or student, is it possible for one to be given a CPD certification, even if one is not a member after completing the required hours a year? This is not so clear, Grace, but what I've understood is that even if I'm not a CPA student or member, can I attend like trainings and get certificates? Yes, you can, even without being a member or student, although the fees vary, but you can attend and you'll be getting certificates. So, okay, I think, okay. What are the chances my completion period for passing exams can be extended, having encountered the challenges like health and job loss? Lydia, please write an email to ICPAU, or you can visit the offices and you'll be assisted, of course, with the reasons why you want to have your studentship extended. It can be done, but on a person-to-person basis, based on the reasons behind your request for extension. Okay, well done, sir. Does it mean that after level 4, one can only be a CPA after PET? Yes, Rogers, yes, you can only be a member, a CPA, after filling the PET, the practical experience training requirements. However, it doesn't mean that you have to wait for level 4. It is something that you can go, that you can do concurrently with your course, so that by the time you are done, you have your PET done also, so you can register and become a full member. Lawrence Mulamba says, what if I'm already a fellow with ACCA, but I'm now working towards completing my CPA exams? Do I need also to complete the PET? Yes, all CPA graduates after 2020 are required to complete the PET. So since you are already working somewhere or ACCA, what you need to do is document your PET logbook and have a mentor also to fulfill it, to feed it, so that by the time you're done with your exams, or a few months after your exams, you are able to qualify as a full member of the institute. Where do we get logbooks from? Is it from ICPAU? Alice Nanyonjo, please log into your ICPAU account. You will see a link with the PET. You register and you'll be able to start filling your logbook. I think that's also answered. Then the last one is in regard to, okay, Roger still, okay. With this PET, is it ICPAU that assigns the mentor, or I can identify one and work with him or her? Please, ICPAU does not give out mentors. As a CPA student, it is your role to identify someone you know who is a full member with ICPAU, who you can talk to and agrees to be your mentor. Once that person agrees, they will give you their membership number, which you communicate to ICPAU for that person to be selected as your mentor. Thank you. Is it possible to change ICPAU reviewer? What could be the reasons really why you want to change the reviewer? I think that you can visit the institute if you have challenges with the reviewer. If you have professional reasons as to why you want to, you will be listened to, because it is also feedback that you give when even a reviewer is not coming through with you. We want everyone to be doing this PET thing with ease. Please communicate your challenges that you face so that they can be addressed. How can I change my mentor on the portal? I think these are mainly advanced level students. Please, you write to ICPAU, but I think there is also an option of mentor, choosing a mentor on the portal. I think you can go for that. Thank you. But where you fail, please write to ICPAU, students at ICPAU.co.ug. You will always be assisted. I am a CPA level 1 student and my focus is in auditing. Am I in the right path? Yes, Agnes, you are in the right path. CPA sets you for preparation for you to become a person good in audit. So please go on and complete your course. And then lastly, in regard to the accounting packages, where can one do order from? I think you can also have online YouTube videos that can assist you, but also you can identify suppliers of the software to guide you through. Thank you so much, members. I believe there are also several other messages, but in the chat, which we cannot clearly review. But thank you so much for being active. Thank you for your time. We believe that this presentation has been adding value to you and will set you ready for new challenges next year. The summary we've had from the presentation is that for a future-ready accountant, you need to have technical skills such as data analytics, data analytical skills. Can you challenge yourself to learn advanced Excel? Can you challenge yourself to design dashboards, which will help you as a finance manager, as a leader, to make real-time decisions based on insights from your data? Can you read about advanced Excel, use of pivot tables, and so on, so that you are able to deliver value? You need to embrace artificial intelligence tools, AI tools. You need to embrace cloud accounting software. You need to learn financial modeling. Accountants are changing from really bookkeepers to data scientists. There are online courses in data science. Can you go for those? Because where the world is going, data is the biggest resource. So if you are able to interrogate data and come up with insights, then you are preparing yourself for a future-ready accountant. Then cybersecurity courses, like, for example, Certified Information Systems Auditor after completing your CPA, but also data security and so on will also help you. But also, you look for knowledge in environmental, social, and governance reporting, or what you call sustainability reporting or ESG reporting. It's the hot cake on the block for both those who are getting into the profession and those already in the profession. So you need to get skills in this area because it is what is happening. It's what we are having today. But most importantly, among the soft skills, please have networks and useful social circles. How many of you are members of the regional member networks? Please, within your area where you work from or where you come from, it is advantageous for you as a student, as a member, to join a regional members network. Regional members networks are open to all members and students. So make sure you contact a colleague who is a member of one. At every level, everyone deserves a mentor. You can have both physical mentors, but you can also identify online mentors. Those people who are good in leadership, you can identify mentors on YouTube, follow their channels so that you are always guided and always getting good examples for you to develop as a future ready accountant. I thank you so much. Thank you, our presenters, Anthony and Beatrice, for insightful presentations. Thank you, Ambrose, for choosing us to lead these people. I give it back to you. Good evening.
Thank you so much, Chair, CPA Joseph Kalinda, for a wonderful chairing. And on behalf of the Institute, we want to thank you, CPA Beatrice, CPA Anthony, for a wonderful presentation. We continue to thank our participants for your engagements. The constructive questions you've asked indeed show that you were attentive, and they have also informed us here that we can do more in regard to future trainings. Some of the questions you asked can even form a topic of discussion. So we thank you. Most of the questions came through PET. And our major focus today, as indicated earlier by the chair and the presenters, was on those skills which really attract success. And I want to dwell on what the chair has mentioned, whether you belong to a network. We have several networks for CPAs within this country. Wherever you are, try to find out whether you are in that network. In case you are not, find out from the colleague near you so that you join that network. There is a lot to learn, there is a lot to hear that can enhance your professional life. Having asked many questions around PET, I was forced to share with you the program that is coming up on 27th of November. It will be Thursday. It will majorly be on PET, how to document my experience. PET is becoming very key globally for you to demonstrate that you can be a professional accountant. And I've already mentioned that some of the areas are very compulsory, technical areas, whereas we need three technical areas out of 7. We need all the non-technical areas. So those non-technical areas are compulsory for you to document. And they are the personal skills, people skills, communication skills, interpersonal skills, organizational skills. So they are those skills that which we really need to inculcate within ourselves through different ways. In case you may not be, you have judged and said, I'm not a good communicator. Maybe I need to enhance my communication skills. So you can now look for ways, either through online learning, or you go to an institution that can enhance your technical skills, rather your non-technical skills. I saw one time last week at Makerere, the School of Languages was training people on how to write minutes, how to write meeting minutes, how to communicate formally. So you may be interested in such programs, and you learn those skills so that you enhance your professional excellence. So we will have that PET training on Thursday. Please go on the website, register, so that you get more insights around PET. If you are a mentor, like me and some of the members, CPA chairperson and others, you may also need to log in to get insights, some developments around mentoring, how to review the experience documented by a CPA student or a CPA graduate, whom we call legally an associate. So we thank you for this, and we pray that we continue to interact. Tomorrow is the conference workshop, the research conference workshop. We will be online. Please endeavor to attend. Go on the website, register your attendance. Then next week is the Fraud Awareness Week, organized by the Association of Certified Fraud Examiners, Kampala chapter, Uganda chapter. One of the contributions the Institute will be making is conducting the fraud awareness webinar. We'll have a webinar on Wednesday, 19th November, from 10 to 12. Make sure you attend that. You really need to know what are those triggers and indicators that can show you as an accountant who is a business advisor that there is fraud, or you can advise management on how to prevent and detect and manage any risks around fraud. So then the chapter will have their conference during that week, and more information will be shared in that webinar. So be ready to attend that as well to enhance your level of expertise in that area of fraud risk management. Otherwise, we thank you. We will share the presentation materials with you on email. I will also send you the certificates on email. If you don't get those items, or you want to correspond with us on other matters, please send your email on cpd@icpa.co.ug. We should be able to respond to you in the time that is more practical to us, and we should be able to keep collaborating and communicating on that platform. We wish you all the best, and have a very nice evening. Bye-bye for now. Thank you.